Is it not an exciting time to be in public education? In public education in California. But before I start, I want to have the people who are here to stand as my witness. I want to first start with my husband, David, who we're actually able to get married. We're married. And has stood by my side in this entire process. And I'll tell you, if there's one thing more difficult than being president, it's being the husband of one, because you have to give up so much time in the times when I'm not there, and I just want to thank him and let him know that I love him. My brother is here, Paul Heins, the Reverend Paul Heins. Just so you know, I have some righteousness in my family. And his wife, Carrie. My cousin, who many of you have met, who I've never met a more self-possessed young woman, come all the way from Holland, Marjolein Chamete. One of my best friends who stood with me when we were on strike in Pittsburgh through many and more difficulties. I actually had to hold back when he was ready to leap at our Board of Education when they imposed our contract, the unstoppable Mark Sternberger. My campaign manager, Marianne Pacheco. And other friends who stand here, David's sister, Mary Swore, Brenda Marzette, and Heather Devlin. And my last introduction comes with a story. I love stories. Janet, would you step up here, please? About 25 years ago, when I had just graduated college as a music major, I had many students, piano students. I had no intention of going into teaching. I thought, who'd want to be a teacher with all the bureaucracy? Two students of mine, Rachel and Jonathan, were some of my favorites, and I became very close friends with their mother during the time. And I had a different job. I worked as a sales rep for a dress manufacturer. And I kept her students after I graduated college at Chapman. And this woman said to me, Eric, I watch you teach my kids. You need to be a teacher. And when I said, not me, why would I could never do that. She's a middle school teacher. She didn't give up. So I am completing the circle now, because without her, I would not be standing here today. Please join me in thanking, or blaming, as you choose to see fit, Janet Green. So love me or hate me, blame her. It's an exciting time to be in education. We are on the precipice of unprecedented change, because here in California, and we as CTA are doing things differently than the rest of the country or the rest of the world. Nobody is doing it like us. We have the LCFF, LCAP, local control, the way we're implementing the Common Core, developing true labor management and collaboration that really means, real that requires parity of power, real collaboration. Our instructional leadership corps are organizing rather than just being a service organization, member engagement. And we have extraordinary challenges. The circus known as Vergara, Friedrichs, Bain, developing and building our capacity and increasing, living in a world and with increasing funding and protecting funding for public education. That's just a few. We have a roadmap called the Long-Term Strategic Plan. We have the tools, our own internal structure, the local control funding formula, and the local control accountability plans. We have the expertise. It's us. And I know we have the will, but it isn't going to be easy. Communication is going to be the key to us making it successfully through these uncharted waters. We have a new officer team, Teresa, David, and we are going to hold ourselves to a high standard, and you have a right to hold us to a high standard of advocacy, a high standard of communication, of transparency, inclusion, courage, openness, and responsiveness. We're in this together, pre-K through graduate school, staff and governance. There is a lot of power in this room. Teresa and David, here. We're learning to do this. So we sang Solidarity Forever. So as we leave today, we don't leave as individuals, each on our individual way with our individual missions. But we leave in solidarity together as colleagues, as unionists, as educators, and as champions for the 6.1 million students in our schools and our 320,000% members. Or 320,000 members. I'll get it. I'm really excited. Thank you. Please go home in peace and in safety. And we are ready for it. Thank you.